Hi everyone, welcome back to Reborn Hygge. Hold on a second. Oh, maybe I should. No, don't fall. All right, so we're live. I was gonna go live later, but I don't know. I figure, if I put it off, then I'm going to unmotivate myself and start doing something else, and then I won't go live. And when I haven't really been busy, I just haven't really felt like doing YouTube. It just seems so, I don't know. I haven't really watched any like YouTube at all, like in general, not just Reborn channels, but also, I haven't really just been on YouTube a lot, for things. Sorry, I'm just trying to set up my whatchamacallit here. Oh, I probably shouldn't do it this way. Hang on a second. I got a new tablet. So hang on just 1 second. I have to. I got to sign in. I got a new tablet and I haven't. It's the first time I'm logging onto the tablet. I need to log on so that I can control, because the camera's up really high, so it's going to make it hard for me to see comments and stuff. So let me just, this was a complete afterthought. Sorry about that. Okay, finally. Okay, so sorry. Hi, Anna. I think that was your name. I'm not quite sure. And let me just make sure the volume's okay. Anyway, I'm here with Mathias, the most bestest, most wonderful Levi I've ever owned. Just so cute. I've owned a lot of beautiful Levi's that I've truly, truly enjoyed. But for me, this guy was the pinnacle of my Levi collection of the ones that I've had of this sculpt. So, and unless somebody comes up with one that I like even more, then he's pretty much permanent in my collection. So sometimes it just happens. You go through a few of them till you feel you're somewhere with the sculpt that you want, until you feel that you're where you want, until you, I don't know, because there's times when I've had a sculpt where I feel like, oh my God, that's like the perfect version that I've had. And even then yet, like, I don't like to say forever all the time. Even with him, I mean, nobody's safe, right? It's like it's like Game of Thrones, they kill off even like popular characters or characters like you had no idea they would kill off. Well, that's how I feel about my doll collection. It's like, you just don't know. Nobody's safe. Not one of these are safe. They can go at any time. I'm trying something else out. I've shifted out the changing basket, the changing table basket. I just shoved it over, and I have my pod here. So I wanted to see if I can change him on the pod. I'm used to changing him this way, but I think that position, I'm gonna turn him around, but I kind of feel like that position might be cumbersome. So let me see if I can do this, because I usually like to have them where I can have them facing me like this, or maybe I can even turn his little head around. Maybe he can be like that. It's really hard. It's very, very tricky here. So we'll do that. That way I can change him this way. I really love this, this pod here. I recently had a cover made for it, 2 covers. So I have one that's like really nice and toasty looking for the fall, and I have this one for all seasons, I guess, you know. They had, so the lady who made it for me wasn't making these covers, and so I basically just sent in the dimensions of the pod itself, and she got it done pretty well. So I'm really happy about that. I also like the fact that it doesn't have like a zipper or anything like that. So it's kind of like a pillowcase. Have you ever had those pillowcases, the envelope pillowcases? So the back of it, like you'll drop in the pillow, and then the top lip of it folds over the opening is somewhere in the middle of it. I'm gonna have to turn it over and show it to you guys. But I don't know if you guys know what an envelope pillowcase is, you know? And don't mind my nails. Gosh, I need a manicure so bad. So I have been away for a hot minute. I haven't really had, and that includes with my Instagram. I mean, I've just been reposting a few things and some friends things. So I do go, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still go and check and I look when I have time, but I've been super, super busy. I've talked about this before. I have a daughter that's graduating from college next year. I have the other one going away to chiropractor school, and I have one that's graduating from high school. And this summer we have been busy, 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 busy. She's been busy. She did a few vacation things with her friends. I've been busy with work. When we had some downtime, we did a lot of college campus tours. So, oh, congratulations for your Scarlet. So, so yeah, I've been just basically doing the college campus tours with my daughters, checking out, you know, what her options are. And then just, you know, trying to enjoy as much as we can her last year. Something we've been, you know, familiar with for so many years. And this would be my last, like, little kid, I guess, because all my other 2 daughters are already adults. So, so yeah, that's what I've been doing, and it just kept me away. I went on vacation. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I bought a full body silicone, but that's not something, it's something in the works, because I have to wait in queue. I'm waiting. I'm on a wait list for the artist. And unfortunately, the artist is not available until February. So, and I'm super excited about this, because this is not really a new artist, but it's an artist's work that I've wanted for a long time. It's a silicone. Mainly she paints silicone. I believe she also paints Reborn dolls, but I basically commissioned her based on her silicone work. And it was kind of a toss-up between, you know, which two or three different artists. And the deal maker, I mean, they all had beautiful coloring, but none of them have been, well, two of them at least that I was considering have been artists that I've had any work from. So it's always kind of scary when you venture into buying work that's so expensive from artists that you don't really know or have seen their work firsthand. So I'm kind of nervously anticipating that, that the whole thing, but I am excited because I've been, I really do want another full body silicone in my collection. And so my silicone's just waiting, to get painted. And what the deal maker was for me was the hair rooting, the style of hair rooting. Now, some of them were like very close in like how well done the hair rooting was. But I opted with an artist that I'm not familiar with. So I may or may not end up, I don't know what's going to happen in, 2023 for me, as far as my channel, how often I'm going to be, if there's going to be long breaks here or there. But I do this channel for me and for people who fly by or tune in whenever they want, So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself with the channel. There are things, that kind of I still see going on, and it's kind of nice when you're away and you see less of it, like the toxic things that go on here in the community. And I think we all can like at least stop pretending that there is toxicity in the community. And it's funny how the toxicity remains even when you remove yourself. So you realize, you know what? It's the same people. It's the same toxic people. So it's kind of nice to step out and then and you haven't looked or seen anything for a while, and then you come back and it's the same things. And you're like, gosh, it kind of makes me feel a little validated. I'm like, I was right about those people. So yeah, so that part I definitely do. And you know what? It's not really community wise. Every little like social media platform where people, whatever one you use the most, is always going to have like a little bit of how they are. Yeah. So every yeah, I think they're cute. I love his feet. They're beautiful. Every like social media platform where people share this hobby, if there's always like these little prevalent groups of that are more visible than some other pages. Like for Instagram, there's some pages that are more visible than others for whatever crazy reason you want it, and maybe it's algorithms, who knows what it is. But I find Instagram a lot more peaceful. It's nicer there. There's a lot more control, I guess, like individual control of your account there than there is on YouTube, at least for me. And I'm not even changing him. I have an outfit for him actually, because he needs to be changed. But I'll change him. So yeah, there's not really it's not the same vibe. Maybe it's the youth there. Maybe it's just the younger people there. I don't know. Maybe they're just less jilted over there because they're younger. There is an in-between age group, I think, that you are old enough to know that, to avoid some of the pitfalls of like community hobby genres and subcultures and stuff, like the Reborn culture, genre of hobby. And then there's this in-between kind of age there. Hi, Elisa. Happy summer to everybody here who's watching and participating in the chat, or just watching and listening. So anyway, I'm over here on my soapbox trying to be like all, I don't know. I'm just free-flowing here like I always do. But I do notice like there is just with Instagram, it's just so different. Like I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it has to do with the youthfulness there. I definitely have a good time. Plus all the privacy and security features that it has. Like you can restrict comments, so you don't have to completely block someone. If their comments just come off a little bit rude, fine, you can restrict them because they maybe need a little bit more censoring and watching over. That way I can approve comments and let them come in or not. And or if you don't want to just go straight out and block them. And I wish YouTube kind of had that, has had that type of feature here, because on YouTube you can it just be like you can, there's a feature where you can hold all comments, but there's nothing that you can do to just hold one person's comments. That way, if they're feeling a little bit saucy sometimes, I don't always immediately block someone that's being saucy on Instagram, but on YouTube I have to, because there's no way for me to filter and review their comments before. I mean, sometimes I notice people feel like a little saucy and they want to get a little sassy, and and I just don't want that here. I don't want it even on Instagram, because it's my hobby. And then so you don't have that feature where you can individually approve one individual person's comments every time they come up. And then I notice that sometimes the people that get a little bit saucy or a little bit sassy, they're not always consistently sassy. Sometimes I think they might be just in a mood. So you don't want to completely block them. And that's why I wish that YouTube had that, but I have to remind myself that in a sense, YouTube and Instagram are different because of the fact that YouTube is more like on par with like entertainment. I've said this years ago, like this is an entertainment platform. It's not necessarily a social platform. Instagram, Facebook are also more of a social platform as opposed to YouTube. YouTube is here purely as a channel. And I think for a long time, this hobby of reborning treated it as a social, somewhere like a club or something. So hello, Denitra. And Anna says, the blanket beside him is cute. Where did you buy it? I got the blanket on eBay. Elisa says, hi, Denitra. Okay, so hold on. VR Nugget says, looks so real. I was about to report a baby not moving. Mighty Bet says, hi, Mighty Bet. So yeah, I mean, we have to, like, I realize, like, YouTube is just more for entertainment, and that's how it should remain. Like, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself on YouTube, treating it more of a social place, but it doesn't have the same type of controls that a social platform has. So I don't know, that's just, on Facebook too, you can block, you can let people in if you want, but YouTube isn't like that. You can't just selectively choose who gets to see what you have up and what you don't have up. So, or what you have up, basically. And that's why I just find Instagram a lot more fun. And on Instagram, if you're busy, you can just repost old photos, because you always have new people following you. If your account is public like mine, you always have new people following you, so you can always easily repost something from 2 years ago because maybe the newer people haven't seen it. So so yeah. Yep. So school is starting over here even sooner than ever. I'm just going to unbutton them all just to make my life easier right now. So I've been busy with all those things, and just, didn't make too much time for my dolls this past, July was just hectic, and the beginning of this month also. A lot of the dolls haven't been changed. I changed him privately. I don't even remember what I put on him the last time I came on here, but and then I have another doll, which I'm supposed to get before the end of this year. However, the artist hasn't gotten back to me. The kit itself is going to be released well, the pre-order happened months ago, but you know, as things go with our vinyls being, you know, shipped out and everything, our kits, this particular kit is taking its time to get released, you know, to the buyers. So I'm just waiting for that. And I have been waiting for her for a long time, to be honest with you. And it's going to be a girl. So that's something I could let you know. It's going to be a girl for me. You know, I haven't had a newborn girl for a long time. A newborn girl, and I'm not talking like my Maddie or my Millicent. So let me show you this outfit really quick. It's super cute. It is, it has a little camp theme. So to me, it kind of gives me like the summer camp kind of vibes. And I don't know anywhere else in the world, any other part of the country, but definitely here. Definitely here we have, we still have lots of camping weather, lots of heat and stuff. So, and it'll last for a while, but look how cute this is. I love this print. I still love my prints. I go through moods. Like sometimes I just want to do prints. Sometimes I just want to see something very like basic, you know? So, let me just, I don't know if you guys can see that pretty good, but I think it's adorable. It has a little bear and he has a beanie. I think it's a beanie and his little backpack and a little lantern, a little tent. And you have a little squirrel with his little hiking pack too. You see the squirrel? And the porcupine is roasting marshmallows. And the bear actually makes me think of a post that I saw this week. Well, thank you, Anna. One of my doll hobby friends, she's an artist, Mimi. She posted this week, you know how people have like doorbell cameras and whatnot on their porches. She posted this week, there was a bear on her porch. I don't know if she was on vacation or if that was the front of her house, but yeah, crazy. I don't know what I would do if I saw that in my on my door. But she did. She posted it on, I mean, it was fascinating because I mean, we get coyotes out here, especially during summer. They kind of come down. They're looking for water. I had one. They're really more afraid of us. So if they see us, they run away. They're not like confrontational or anything like that. But I did have, there had been a fire like for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, before they got it contained nearby in the mountains. And sometime that week, I get out of my car, and as I'm getting out of my car, this coyote runs right by me across my lawn. It looked at me and then just kept going. Like it was probably kind of displaced because of the fires, and also probably looking for water. And I don't recommend this, but I kind of went, like I followed him a little bit because I was worried about him. But then I was like, you know what, this is a wild animal. I was concerned. So I did leave some water out. But a little bit later, I second thought that because of the fact that I have small pets and cats, and I don't want the coyote getting my dog, my Thurston or anything. So I took the water back. So he's just gonna have to find another way, even though it's, you know, it's sad that there was a fire in the mountains and whatnot. Hi, Becca McLean. Hi, Becca. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm glad. I mean, Levi is such a beautiful sculpt. I really miss Bonnie's work. I mean, we have Laura. Laura's like insanely popular right now. I think if I remember correctly, the hands and the head. No. That's another doll. No, Laura, yeah, Laura is the last full completed doll by Bonnie Brown, and hopefully she'll, you know, her hiatus, and she's on hiatus, you know, or taking a break. But it would be nice if she came back with some more beautiful sculpts. But at the same time, I was thinking, you know what? That's probably why I'm not really buying a lot either, because, you know, if she was coming out with doll after doll after doll, I might have a hard time, and I might end up with more dolls. But I do truly enjoy Levi. I think he's a beautiful sculpt. I myself have had, I think, something like, hi Fallen Angels, you miss Bonnie too. Gosh, her, God, I mean, okay, here I go again, okay? And I don't think any other sculptors are mine. But I just love Bonnie's work. It's like, I can't go back. I have other artists' work, okay, I do. I just, with Bonnie, I really feel like with the newborns and the way she sculpts hands and feet and her proportions, every time, like, I'm not going to say any other names of sculptors. This is just one collector's opinion of the sculpting, but I can't go back. Like, I try to like other sculptors' work, and and I buy other sculptors' works, and then it never comes to fruition. Like, I never get them done. And it's mainly because of those things that they, you know, like the proportions and things, and the way she sculpts hands, and how close she gets. He looks kind of funny like that. How close she gets to the realism, you know. So it's hard for me, but it's, at the same time, it's saving me money. So, hi, my little world. Hello, Sally. Tamara says, my artist created Levi sculpt with tummy plate, but then she showed me this other beautiful Reborn, so I did not get a Levi. We all have our favorites and preferences. Yeah, it's so personal. It's so personal, but that's my favorite, and this, I will always be, you know, fangirling her work. I can't help it. Is that silly though? I'm like, I'm so glad. The only reason I'm glad is because then I think I'd be buying more dolls. But I'm pretty happy with the newborns that I have. I will be adding one more, but right now I have plenty, and I just really want a silicone. I'm getting more into the silicones. Oh, this looks cute on him. It's a good size. I love these. I've been doing this for years with these rompers. I have so many of them, but I don't care. They never get old for me. I never get tired of little harem style pants like this little style here. I just don't get tired of it. And he just looks so cute all the time. I love this style. My favorite sculptor was Nicole Russell. Nicole Russell, I think when I first started here in the community, which was back in 2015, is that about the time when she started slowing down with coming out with sculpts? Somewhere 2015, 2016. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I just, I like perfectly proportioned, like well-made newborn size, true newborn size dolls. I think Bonnie does them really good with their head proportions and everything. are you? So the silicone I got, I only showed a little teensy weensy glimpse of him. I kind of just want to keep a few things to myself, so that's why I'm not showing it until I actually get him. Gosh darn it, I want to use this, but it's missing a button. Okay, I have to figure that out. So I haven't really shown him full on Instagram, but I'm not going to change. I think I want to change. Hang on, I'm looking for something because I'm thinking of changing another doll. But when I first started reboarding, I was clueless, 19-year-old kid. Nicole Russell taught me a lot. I'll always be grateful for her. Did she just retire? I don't know what happened to Nicole Russell, but I do remember her dolls. I have Ethan, a partial silicone sculpted and painted by Nicole Russell. He is so cuddly. Oh yeah, he sounds cuddly. Nice. I'm not sure what Ethan looks like. Oh, I have something. I'm gonna switch things up here. We're gonna do some colors. We're gonna switch it up just a little. I'm over here digging. Anyone can tell me what happened to Nicole Russell? Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. I want to see what he looks like. I'm curious. I'm not sure if I know what Lethan looked like. So many dolls that have come out, so many faces, so many hand sculpted kits, you know, and sculpts in our community for so many years. And how quickly the counterfeit issue, the counterfeit problem exploded in our hobby, in part aided by, I feel like it started, I feel like it was like coming slowly for a while, for a couple years. It was just, you know, moving along slowly. It was still, you know, very taboo to have the counterfeits and to buy the counterfeits. And when people found out, oh gosh, you know, they accidentally bought one, they did better the next time. You know, they try to learn more about the hobby. Of course, a lot of people make the argument that, you know, one, that it's nobody's business what they spend their money on, and two, that they, you know, buy what they can afford, and three, that they feel like the prices are just too high for our doll kits in silicone, which is notoriously just gaining speed. And I think that's what happened. It just went slow, the whole counterfeit problem slowly creeping in, slowly happening, and then all of a sudden it just accelerated the rate of its popularity and also acceptance on this entertainment platform. I feel like YouTube accelerated that normalization of, you know, buying fakes and producing fakes, and it's such an awful thing. But Ethan is very newborn. I still have a vinyl kit. Yes, counterfeits will be the end of this art one day. Yeah, I don't know that I don't know. I don't know about that, like the end of the art, because I think there will always still be people that are going to sculpt. But I think it may discourage, it may slow down, you know, it'll slow the production down of, you know, original sculpts coming out, and what's going to be prevalent is going to be, you know, fakes. And so most people are just going to, you know, there's just going to be fakes in the market. And if the majority of the market is flooded with fakes, that's just going to make the prices of authentic dolls go up even more again. So it affects the, you know, the cost of authenticity. And I'm not talking about what an artist charges to paint the doll, because that's a whole other conversation in itself. You know, what an artist is charging their customers to paint dolls. I don't know if I talked about this, but this is me free flowing here because it makes me think about something else. But I recently, I'm gonna change my Scarlet here. I'm just gonna move this little guy over. But as I was researching, this is long before I actually sold my bear, and you know, Katie has bear. I agree, YouTube accelerated the whole situation for sure. Yeah, I think so. That's what I think. I mean, I'm not an economist. I didn't do any research on this or anything. This is just my guesstimation about what it looks like to me, you know. But let me see how I'm gonna do this. Before I sold my last silicone, my bear, I was planning on selling him for a while. Well, not for a while. I mean, I really was enjoying him, but I knew that I wanted something a little bit different. I was looking for something a little bit different. But as I was, you know, researching silicone artists, the painters, not the ones who pour and paint and all that, just the people who paint them. One, I found a huge deficit in the US of people who painted silicones. That was the first hurdle, is to find. I would really like to, you know, invest my money here or commission somebody here in the US, but I didn't find it cost-wise like good, while vinyl painting has gone up like we're looking like 100%, even more than that, like 300-400% of the cost, you know, from what it was just a few years ago. Silicone actually has remained a little bit steady. But I did notice a trend of silicone painters from North America that are charging quite a bit. So I did try to get a few quotes from some people that were here in North America, but it just didn't, you know, their work was okay, but it just didn't make sense for me to spend my money here. So once again, I looked to artists in Europe, and it's always a scary thing to buy from Europe, only because of ever since COVID, the shipping issues that we've had, you know, whether you're shipping something USPS, UPS, DHL, there's hiccups, there's things that happen. I've had a doll lost, you know, that I sent to Europe. It's over. It's sold out, limited edition kit, gone, end of story. It's over. I can't do anything about it, and there's no accountability from the shipping. So like, as I am actively looking for North American artists, but reasonable. I'm not saying be cheap. I'm willing to pay for good work, you know. But I had a talk with someone, a silicone artist, that quoted me. It was pretty pricey. But once again, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna give it a try here in the U.S. And then so they quoted me, and I was like, well, I'll be providing the blank kit, and they still wanted an exuberant, non-refundable, you know, non-refundable deposit of like $2,000, and I'm like, that's more than what the kit that I'm providing costs. And also, I understand that some people in business, like, they're just, it's business and they're trying to cover themselves and they don't want to, you know, hold up free spots for people that are not going to follow through. But I'm not that kind of buyer. I've never been that kind of buyer. So, but I just was totally turned off by the whole, I'm providing the kit, but I still have to give you a $2,000 deposit and then pay. That was the deposit because she still wanted to charge me another $1,500 or something like that just for painting. And I'm like, if I'm providing you the kit, then why am I paying you, you know, $3,500 to $4,000 to paint it when the kit itself cost? It just, there's a lot of things happening, you know, in the market here in this hobby that are just weird, okay, uneven, or just they don't make sense. So so that was really a turn off for me, and I was like, I'm going in another direction. So I just went back to the, you know, drawing board and started looking again for somebody outside of the US, and that's just the truth. So let me read your comments. Sally says, I agree. YouTube should not have allowed known counterfeiters on YouTube. I wish, but YouTube is about making money for advertisers and making money off advertisements. So, you know, controversy will sell. Tamara says, I have always bought my Reborns from Etsy and trying to stay away from people on Facebook selling Reborns. I heard there's a lot of scams there. Yeah, Etsy's, I would have never, I don't really recommend Etsy. And I know someone's going to throw their shoe at me and say, you know, oh, I sell my dolls on Etsy. Don't badmouth Etsy. But unfortunately, once it's become a place that's known for counterfeits, you're going to want to find somewhere else to sell. Go somewhere else, because you don't want to be associated with a website that is known for for being saturated with counterfeits. That's just my opinion, guys. You're here to listen to it. So that's me on my soapbox. Elisa says, I've spent some time with my silicone doll this summer. I really enjoy him. Oh, I'm so happy for you. It's good. It's good. A month of July for me was really just not happening. I was so busy, but I'm trying to do it now. Fallen Angel says, I highly recommend Tina Bloomfield for a silicone painting service. Her work in hair rooting is amazing and she's reasonably priced. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I will look into her. Thank you so much, Fallen Angel. Thank you so much, Heather. I feel like the prices now for Reborns are ridiculous and people are taking advantage. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for saying that, because I think I was kind of tiptoeing around that a little bit. So while it's kind of one of these things, let me catch up with everything here. Let me see. My Little World says, European country does not have any war. It's Ukraine and Russia conflict. Did I miss something here? I love Andrew's sculpt so much. I know. Heather says, yeah, I sell on Etsy and it's awful, so I've been building my own shop on my website and we'll integrate over there soon. Oh, good. Good. See, I mean, I feel bad. Like, I just want to, this is just my opinion. I mean, I'm just letting you guys know from what I see. And I don't even recommend, I used to always recommend eBay because it used to be relatively safe. All it was just genuine Reborn, people selling, you know, reselling dolls on there, authentic dolls, or selling their work there. And it was pretty much a safe place to, I'm going to switch babies out. It was pretty much a safe place to sell and to do business for people that have made a business of painting dolls through this hobby, have found a business painting dolls through this hobby, have been afforded a business to paint dolls through this hobby because of wonderful sculptors whose work is now being counterfeited all over the place. And we have this whole, you know, defiant, in your face culture here on YouTube that says, which they're within their right to be like, oh, I'll buy, what's my money, I'll buy what I want. But it sure, and the sad thing is, it's people that have channels that were totally invested against counterfeits, you know, for a long time, until they just decided, for the sake of my YouTube channel, I think I'm going to be all, you know, laissez-faire on counterfeits now. I'm going to go easy on it because I don't want people to not watch my channel, or people to hate me, or, you know, feel a certain kind of way about me because I'm against, you know, counterfeits. So I don't know why, but yeah. So, and it started with people that were just all these Amazon sellers, of counterfeits. I'm thinking of changing him, but I don't know. He looks so precious like this too. I was thinking of putting this on him. I haven't decided. Let me think about it a little bit longer. Okay. My Little World says people selling their morals and standards for YouTube views. Thank you. That's the perfect, I couldn't figure out a way to say it. That's pretty much it. I do my channel for me and for people who are like-minded. And, you know, maybe I'm just trying to create an echo chamber for myself here, but you know what? This is my hobby. And if I want it, it's not the real world out, you know, it's just my channel and it's a hobby. And if it's an echo chamber of just what I think, then fine by me, because the rest of there's enough contradiction and, you know, confrontation out there in the real world that I don't need it in my hobby too. But I still want to have my opinion, and if I want to hear an echo of what I'm saying, and just that I just want to hear from the people that it resonates with, then I will. If I want to hear from somebody who has a differing opinion from me, then if they make a video about it, then maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. But I get to choose. I get to choose if I want to watch it and listen to it or not. It's that simple. You like you like the other one, but this one too. I know. I really love this one, and I was going to take pictures of him in it, but I actually do have pictures with him in this outfit because he wore it before. So I don't know. I'm really feeling indecisive. I'm just a little bit limited with him because of his three-quarter arms. He's so beautiful. Look at him. Tamra says, excuse me, I'm gonna have some water here. Give me just a minute. Just a second. Okay. All right. So Tamara says, I get paid once a month, so I have to be very careful what I spend on my reborns, but I want the most realistic, lifelike reborn. Yeah, I think we did that. There was like a huge thing about that. You know, how do we afford them? How can we pay for them? Every doll that I've had, I've always used money that I put aside for dolls. I've rarely bought a doll on impulse. They've always been very thought out. And it's because, I mean, I guess I could go out and buy like a lot of, you know, counterfeit dolls, and I would have just, if my objective is just to have dolls and I'm not really invested in the counterfeits or the sculptors or anything like that, and wanting to protect the integrity of this hobby, the hobby's authenticity and everything, then and it's not just protecting the hobby's authenticity, it's actually just having some solidarity with sculptors who actually made this hobby possible by creating these lifelike sculpts for us to paint. So that's all that is. It's just, you know, showing respect and solidarity for the people who leveled this hobby up. But I don't know. I just, if it was just about my channel and opening things up and having that rush, that new energy rush that you get from having a new doll in your collection, then I would probably spend a lot less on my dolls. I probably would spend a lot less, and you would see a more of a rotation of dolls on my channel. I have a lot, but this took me a while to build the ones that I have. I don't have a lot. I have a lot, what I consider a lot. But and you'll see the same faces here, and the painting and the artistry and trying to get it as real as possible. How I did that, how I achieved that, and how I got to that realism in my collection, I saved. I've never been in a position to just be able to be like, boom, I'm buying something that wasn't like so thought out. Like everything I buy and everything I've done here has been very much planned and very much, you know, it's just been a lot of planning and saving. I don't usually bother artists, especially the caliber artists that are painting like they're kind of at the height of their painting as far as realism techniques that are being used and everything. I've always had to save. I've always had to save for those, and I'm not going to tiptoe around the fact that yes, there are some artists that are starting out and they're charging less, and maybe because of they're new, they have more of a rudimentary style of painting, so they're going to charge a little bit less. Maybe the details are not as precise, you know, in realism as, you know, artists that are getting a lot of the prototype gigs, artists that have like this, you know, really highly skilled way of making things, these dolls look super real. So I waited. I wait and I save because those are the ones I want. I'm not saying that has to be the way you do it. That's just the way I like to do it. And but if it was just a matter of having anything, then I would probably be spending just as much as I'm spending now and have a lot more. But I don't want to do it that way. For me, it's the realism is the most important. It's more important than experiencing the sculpt itself. The realism is more important. The realism in the painting is more important to me than experiencing the sculpt. So I have less. I have less and I do it slower. What gets me are people hiding behind some non-existent laws trying to reason why they support the art theft. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, these weird, like these huge rationalizations why, oh, you know, artists aren't protecting the work, then it's on them, you know, like this huge, you know, like people trying to rationalize it. But we've talked about that, you know. They don't like it when I talk about it. Gets them all riled up. Tamara says, I have such a hard time finding an artist who does that. Who I don't know what I said. Who does what? Do like payment plans or like, I'm not sure what you meant. Maybe you can let me know what you mean. Who does that? What do you mean by that? Fallen Angel says, I strive for my work to be as realistic as possible. Realistic and high quality is extremely important to me. That's another thing. You can have a lot of realism, but is the quality there? Heather, your work is super realistic. You got the veining, you got the techniques. You're always going outside your comfort zone and trying things. I see you experimenting so much, but you've been doing it for so many years. You guys have to check out Heather's work. She does more, I don't know what you call them, like not alternative. I don't want to call them alternative, but I remember the first doll I saw by you was just like blown away. It was a vampire baby. And I believe Eddie owned that doll, and it was amazing. I forgot what he named him, but you went through the trouble of making wings, like all of the accessories that came with that doll. Like that was on a whole other level. When the artist creates, she's not just painting a doll, but she creates a whole theme for the doll. What is it? What is he becoming? You know? And Heather you have like this way of doing that that's just absolutely amazing. I totally appreciate. I'm in awe of it all the time. The creativity, your creativity. Yes, you'll have to share it with us, and we'll share your website, Heather. Very excited to see that, because it's just some of these selling platforms are no longer um, allies, against counterfeits. They don't care. There are so many fake scammer Etsy accounts that have images of my dolls that they're using to sell counterfeits, and people are getting ripped off. And Etsy, I reported it left and right, all over Facebook, all over Etsy, on eBay. They do nothing. They don't care. They just really do not care. My Little World says some people have the biggest trouble remembering they would have no medium to paint if not for Sculptors. No medium to role play, to enjoy, to dress if not for Sculptors' hard work. Here, I totally agree with you there. Sally says, Heather, oh, I think I read that. Without the Sculptors, I'd have no job. Exactly. Heather, you are super talented and honest and consistent with your work. That's very true. Where am I here? Hi, my tiny wonders. And Heather says, I want a Holly Pass baby. I've been saving up for one. I want one too. I love her. I love her babies too. She's one of those, like, there's not too many people that I like painted hair by. And she's one of them. I'm very picky about the painted hair, but she's definitely one of the artists that does beautiful painted hair. Heather does beautiful painted hair. Beatrice Clemente does beautiful painted hair. There's another one, and I just cannot remember who she is. I'm gonna have to look on my Instagram, but there are some artists that do superb painted hair. Anna says, Holly and Heather's work are just stunning. Heather now also focuses on human reborns as well, and her Laurel Lee Eagle baby has blown the Laurel Lee Eagle group away. Etsy was always awful with Reborn listings. Remember how they always use prototype photos on listings? Yeah, they did. But now they steal collectors' photos and put them on there to try, to try to make them seem more real. I have no idea. It's so annoying. But if you guys see that, just report it. I mean, I've reported everything and it doesn't work and nobody cares. They do not care. They won't take it down. They don't take anything down. Elisa says, I feel content with my doll collection and don't plan to add any more dolls right now. I still save some money every month to my doll account, so I will have the money if I change my mind. That's what I'm basically doing too, Elisa, but I already do have some, I have 2 commissions, possibly 3, but I know one of them at least for sure for this year. It's just been long awaited, but I'm honestly just, I don't want to add anything new. I'm really satisfied with what I have right now. They're so cute. Look at his face. He's so cute. I'm just really happy with what I have right now. My last doll that I got was a prototype Millicent by Ping Lau, and I love her. She's adorable. I need to show her more. See, I haven't really photographed her too much, but she's absolutely gorgeous. So I mean, I hear you. Like sometimes you just feel like, okay, this is where I'm at. But I do want my full body silicone. I gotta have some. I gotta have a silicone. I still have my partial silicone. But yeah, that's where I'm at too. I want to spend more money enjoying like um, buying clothes and accessories and things like that for them, because for the longest time I was just on a lot of my doll money, you know, my savings was going to just strictly buying doll after doll after doll. Um, so, I mean, mind you, I've never really bought like fast, you know, bought and sold fast, but still, it's nice. It would be nice in 2023 after my silicone to just be able to free up the money to just strictly enjoying dressing them, accessorizing, you know, whether it's like furniture accessories or pods, things like that, and just enjoy it that way. Thank you, Sally. Tamara says, my little one says, I love that idea, Elisa. And Tamara says, how do I know if I have found a good artist who does full body silicones, baby, a lifelike silicone baby? That's what I've been doing. I want me a precious pass. Yeah. You might just have to save and then strike when the iron is hot. I've contemplated that before as well. Like, I thought about doing that, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna save, and then I just want this one sculpt, and I want it by this particular artist, and I did that, right? But guess what? That artist that I was waiting for, that always got the prototypes, didn't get this. I thought for sure she would end up getting a prototype of this doll, and she did it. And so I invested my money there, and I only wanted it from her. So it didn't matter whether it was a prototype or not. I still wanted it by that particular artist, and I have to wait. But it was just like, you just never know if it's like striking gold, I guess, you know, that term. You never know if the artist that you're saving for is going to get the prototype gig, or because then you'll just have to wait longer. That's my point about it. Not that it has to be a prototype, but it's, you know, you just want it as soon as possible. And if you're one of those lucky people who gets the prototype, then you have, you know, you pay the prototype price, because the prototype price, you know what people pay for prototypes? You're paying for the exclusivity, those few months of exclusivity of having that kit, that sculpt, being the only one of the few with that sculpt. So that kind of prestige, I guess, it's one of those little motivators for having, because there's a few dolls that have come out where I don't even think the prototypes were the best versions. I saw even better versions, and you know, by other artists. So it all depends on taste though, and preference. So there are so many scam artists out there that makes it hard to trust artists on the internet. Tamara, you're just gonna have to spend some more time listening and learning and deciphering. I know that when I started in the hobby, it was a lot easier to decipher. But I learned my artists, I learned the painters, I learned names, and I learned who was out there. You don't rush into anything. You don't give away your money blindly, and you shouldn't get scammed that way. You know, you just have to be a deliberate buyer, and there is, you know, accountability to the buyer. You have to be a careful buyer. I don't know how to explain it, you know, right here, right now, live, what is, you know, what to watch out for when it's fake. But I could tell you, avoid Etsy, avoid eBay. You want to start on Facebook. Don't go into groups. Also, a lot of the times when people first enter this hobby, they come in with a very small budget in mind, and I think that's where the problem starts. I'm not saying you have to have like this idea that you need to spend like $3,000, $4,000 on your first doll, although there are collectors who immediately rush in and, you know, spend that much. But you need to, like I said, you need to learn the sculptors, you need to learn the names of the artists out there, and that's all you need to do. You just start there. You have everybody here has rolled up their sleeves and made it their business to learn what's out there before they just buy. You need to come in with the mindset that you're not going to be buying, you can't buy a silicone, full body silicone doll for $300 or $150 or whatever, you know. There's a lot of counterfeit Levi, full body Levi's out there you want to avoid, because there is no such thing as a full body silicone Levi. So just have that in mind. It's just gonna take you some time to understand the hobby, but it's not rocket science. This isn't calculus, which was really, really hard for me. But this isn't, you know, rocket science. You know, it's just all hobby collecting, and it's just taking your time to learn who is who. That's the best I can do for you in this context of, you know, here live. Tiny Wonder says, I have certain ones I want and I will paint myself and then have fun buying all the stuff. And thanks for bringing that up, Tiny Wonders, because I always forget that too, because I don't paint dolls. I'd like to, but I just don't have the room to set up a whole, you know, hobby corner for me to do something like that. But I always forget about, there's people out there that do buy kits to paint themselves, you know, not as a business, but because they just want to collect. I know that some people do that, and then that ends up leading them to painting to sell. But I'm sure there's still a lot of people out there that just paint their own dolls. So thanks for reminding me of that, of people who buy to just paint for their own personal collections. My Little World says, I actually think there are more scammers at second market than artists. Shady collectors as sellers and buyers too. More scammers as second market than artists. Maybe, I don't know. I know that there are people that are in this hobby that they're not here to stay, and they try to see, you know, how much they can get away with. Yeah, so, but I still think there's just a huge counterfeit problem. Laura Skull, okay, so let me, where am I? I don't want, you know, and just back to My Little World's thought about the second market scammers. I sell a lot of dolls secondhand, and I do belong to groups that talk about people, you know, having doll sale disputes, and there's been people that didn't get anything, you know, trades. There's all sorts of things that happen, but I sell my dolls secondhand. But I also have a channel, I have a following, I have an Instagram, people can see pictures all the time, I provide pictures. So just, you know, even with the secondhand market, like people reselling their, you know, pre-loved dolls, just be careful, just take your time. That's all I could say. Fallen Angel says, yup, save and then strike when I have what she's asking, and it's a baby I need. Oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I need it so bad. This is a super random question, but what is your favorite boy name? Mine is Nash and Cozy. My Little World says, Laura Sculpt has much better versions now than original prototypes. Laura Sculpt has much better versions than the original. Oh yeah, I agree. You're correct. The fantasy prototypes are always bad. Drives me crazy. Oh, that's something I noticed. Like, there's people that that go into, no, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. Never mind. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna try to be somewhat good. That's too opinionated to have. I'm keeping that thought to myself. I seriously did not like one single prototype enough to swoon over it. Mediocre looks, nothing special, and Bonnie Brown worthy. That's what My Little World says. Tamara Parsons says, okay, that makes sense. I see where you're coming from. Kara's Reborn says, hi. I think and then Heather says, I think Holly's Laura was amazing, and that was it. Oh yeah, I thought Holly's version was beautiful too. I remember her now. Oh, Immaculadas, yeah. Oh, I love her hair painting too. She has beautiful hair painting. Anna says, I just wanted the minty anchors in Holly's prototypes. Those Lauras were just stunning. I cannot tell you how many I have and wanted to throw. This is on my practice baby. Aw. I need them all. My Tiny Wonder, you're gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble. She needs them all. Tiny Wonders needs them all. Baby Bunting Nursery says, hi everyone from sunny Sydney on a Saturday morning. There's no easy, quick way to learn about which kits and which artists suit you. Buying a collectible item isn't like buying an apple. Very true. That's why it's such a hard question to answer, and I'm not like trying to be evasive with the question. It's just, it's because the question is like has more questions. It's not just one simple question. How do I know I'm not going to get ripped off, or how do I avoid getting ripped off? I can give you the first basic answer, and it's just saying plain and simple where I'm avoiding, because I just feel, unfortunately, it's saturated. Etsy, eBay, they're saturated with counterfeits. So you could start there, and then you just have to take the time to learn the hobby, to learn the names, the artists, and yeah, I mean, that's the best I can do. Sunday morning. Did I say Saturday? Oh, okay, you did say Saturday. I was about to say, I'm like, you just confused me right there, Baby Bunting, because I was like, it's Saturday here though. Aren't you guys like 13 hours ahead of us? So I'm sure it's like, so I just got a little bit thrown off right there. I was like, wait a minute. She traveled back in time. Yes, Sunday morning. That's fine. I got a little bit confused. But that's where I'm like, somebody brought up, I think it was Linda, and I kind of wanted to touch back on that, what she brought up about the prices of vinyl, and how I feel like while silicone is still, listen, I'm going to say it, okay? I'm going to say it right here. Silicone does still seem more reasonably priced as far as what artists are charging in Europe. I'm not going to say in America, in the US, because I can't say that for you guys. I just can't. My experience has been here in North America. You guys are charging a lot. But one day I may be like, I don't care. I still want to pay a lot because I love your work. But I just feel like right now, if I'm comparing work, you can get equal quality and realism with some artists in Europe. But it's got, buying from Europe has its pros and cons. Buying from North Americans painters also has its pros and cons. So nothing is perfect. None of it's perfect. You're just going to have to do a process of elimination. You're going to have to decide what you're comfortable with. And I was personally not comfortable with paying a $2,000 non-refundable deposit to someone when I was going to be the one providing the kit. Yeah. That was not, because I'll tell you right now that not a single artist has ever asked me to pay an exuberant, such a huge deposit. Because why would I pay a $2,000 deposit to an artist who didn't have to invest any money on buying the blank kit? Because I understand, because this is why, look at blank silicone, full body silicone kits range anywhere between $1,300 to like $2,700 a blank kit, depending on its features, what it does. Does it have armatures? Does it have a drink and wet system? Is it, you know, marshmallow silicone? Is it Eco 20? Is it who's the sculptor? How realistic it, you know, so who sculpted? All those things, factors, they factor into the cost of the blank silicone kit. If I'm paying for the blank full body silicone kit and you want a deposit for something you didn't have to invest your own money in, then I find that unreasonable. If if you invested your money and now you're offering me, I have this full body blank silicone kit. If you want me to paint it, if you want to reserve it, you're going to have to pay for the cost of the kit to reserve it, non-refundable. It's, you know, then that sounds okay. That's a reasonable request. But not if I'm providing the kit. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm telling you, you gotta learn the hobby. There's a learning curve here. And yeah, you gotta learn it. I feel like sweaters, but we can't wear sweaters here, can we? Because it's just... Let me just read some comments because I'm sitting here looking for something and that's not it. And I'm thinking of changing a doll, but I'm not sure. Okay, so My Little One says, thank you so much, my tiny wonders. Goodness, ladies, I remember those times when we thought 500 was our limit. Yep, there used to be a time when really nice vinyl dolls would cost $500. I remember when Sylvia's probably one of the fairest people that is selling her prototypes on eBay. She also offers 12-month layaways. However, my opinion on the layaways, I mean, to each his own, you got to sell how you want. This is just my opinion of the layaway and how it affects why vinyl has gone up so much. We had different things that were contributing to that. We had what I always called the fast and furious buyers. They were like new collectors that were wanting the most realistic thing they could possibly get their hands off right away. And they were driving up those auctions to these inflated final bids. Whether that was actually what they paid or not, I don't know. But there was this period of time when there was these fast and furious buyers that were new to the hobby that were just driving the bids up so high that we started venturing into the $5,000, to $10,000 cost for the vinyl, which then trickled down this idea that, well, if my work is kind of a little bit like that, then I'm going to start charging more for it. And then everything it just trickled down that way, and everybody started raising their prices. The cost of the kits didn't go up at that time yet. As you guys know, the whole our situation, our economy and all over the world there's been like high inflation because of COVID and everything that happened in the world. But before our pandemic, we already had the problem of inflation in the cost of vinyl, what people were charging to paint vinyl dolls. The cost of the dolls hadn't gone up by that point. Paints were still easily accessible, and we could still find them. I know there's like paint shortages, and we went through a period where people weren't finding varnish and things like that. So I understand that, and while I understand that, I still don't feel like there's a justification for the inflation and the cost. And I do see the things that contributed to that happening in the first place. And it's already a lot of money. So as I really love my vinyl dolls, and the realism that some artists have achieved in painting them and everything, I love silicone too. And cost-wise, silicone has come out as the most the more reasonable art medium, like cost wise. It's been more reasonable. Their prices are not as inflated. And there's the cost of the silicone blank, and then there's the cost of you know, what artists have decided they want to charge to paint them. So go eat some pizza. Bon appetit. That sounds delicious. I might get some today too. You've made that sound good. Just the word pizza. I love pizza. Bon appetit, Anna. Long layaways for sure. Oh yeah, let me circle back to that thought. Sally says, I have seen vinyl selling for $3,000. Yeah, I while, you know, it seems fair, you know, you want the artist to get the most from, you know, their artistry and everything like that. I feel like it unleashed some kind of, I don't know, something that kind of made everybody feel like, should I put jammies on him? Something that made everybody feel like it was okay to increase their prices now. If they're getting that, I could probably get a little bit more too. So I think it just started getting really wild. My Little World says most top artists prototypes are way over 4,000 these days. Yeah, unless they are preemie sculpts. Euros, yeah, euros. You're right. Yes, in euros. Yeah. I'm looking for something. I feel like changing him, but then I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I feel like changing a different doll. Who knows? I'm looking here. I'm at this, I don't even know what to put on my babies. Like I'm feeling all, I don't think I'm going to change him. But I think I'm going to change another doll. Okay, so yeah, so back to the prices. Everyone's getting hungry now. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, hopefully, oh yeah, the layaway thing I wanted to talk about a little bit. Oh, I know, this one I'm going to put on him. This one I'm going to put. I got it. I've been wanting to see this on him anyway. So, the layaway thing I feel like contributes because people figure if I have 12 months to pay it, then who cares if it goes up to like $5,000 or whatever, you know? So that kind of contributes to this like inflation and why our vinyls are costing so much. I usually, Katie, don't answer people like that. I saw his comment and I was just ignoring it. And I was going to give him a little chance to see if he got weird on us. And I was right. He ended up getting weird on us. So I usually just don't want to, I want to completely ignore people that are like that come on here. I knew it from the first thing that he said. So that's why I ignore people like that, because I just don't feel like acknowledging them. So just don't even bother answering people like that, because you can tell when I can tell when they're trolls. Elisa said, I remember I paid $450 for my first Reborn in 2008. It was not a prototype, but good quality work. A lot has changed when it comes to how much you have to pay for a doll these days. I know. I remember paying $405 for a doll that I truly, truly loved and enjoyed so much. And so I totally agree with you, Elisa. But yeah, they've gotten so expensive. So much, so expensive that I don't feel like paying those prices. I only ask customers to pay for the kit. I don't ask for money up front. I can always sell my work on the open market if the buyer backs out, which has never happened. That's good. That's good that you have like a good, good experiences selling and stuff. And I guess that's all that anybody, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know that I would be able to handle so much uncertainty with like selling and stuff. And I mean, it's so good that I see things. I see a lot of things and discussions in like scammer site and scammer groups, and I see things that happen and disputes that it just makes me feel like I'm so glad that I don't, I hate even just selling. It's it secondhand. So that's why I've decided to be a more deliberate buyer and really just buy what I want, because the process of selling is also for me, very stressful, time consuming. And so I'm really trying not to be selling a lot or buying a lot so that I don't have to end up selling a lot. Oh, I think I'll leave this one on him. But I'm glad that you've had a lot of luck in that sense. I typically only take commissions for folks that have established a good rapport with. If a person that I don't know, I have never heard of, messages me for a custom, I tell them that I'm booked. In the past 15 years, I've only had issues with like 2 buyers. Well, that's good to hear too. But I always wonder how you guys, do it. Like, I would be nervous all the time. Where was the one that I saw? Because sometimes I read some of these sale disputes, and even with well-known artists, like they run into their little hiccups with people too, like bad buyers then never mind. I don't think I could talk about the one I want, because it was actually told to me by someone else, and it was more of a private thing. Gosh, which actually is an interesting situation. But maybe if I ask them if I can share that with everybody else, I'll probably talk about it. But My Little World says the worst case is when you want the sculpt so much, you spend a lot of money and time, and then something happens and you just cannot bond. That happened with my Maggie. Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. That was a fiasco. Which I personally feel could have been avoided had the artist, that particular, oh, I better not say that. I don't know if I can say that. Some things can be avoided. I've been liking, that makes me think about shipping and stuff, but I've really been having luck, knock on wood, with UPS for international, for receiving international. I know it's a little bit warm, but the house is air conditioned, so we're gonna just put this little sweatshirt one on him. Oh, I forgot to show you guys this print up close, but you can kind of see it. I'll show it to you in a minute. I've had a lot of luck with UPS when it comes to receiving. And USPS Global Express has been fine for me to use when shipping blank kits and stuff to artists in Europe. I've had no problems, but when I used first class, I unfortunately had, I know, very unfortunate, that's where my sold out limited edition kit was lost on its way to Belarus. So, yeah. Thank you. Here, let me show you guys. Look at this. Oh, and Heather, I was just, I popped on, what was it, last weekend, and Sean's live stream. I go to his, I find him like relaxing to listen to. And sometimes you're there, but, and then the other day I decided I want to say hello, because sometimes I pop in and out of there. And I like what he talks about. He's very knowledgeable in his, what he does. And I think I saw one before with you guys, and I think you came on with River. I think River had just been born. And so I enjoy it. I enjoyed that. I always find it relaxing because you both have very calm energy about you on your channel, on his channel, when he's on his channel. But look at this. Isn't that cute? The little mouse with his umbrella. Wait, can you guys see it? I don't even know. There we go. Elisa says, I felt for you when you had to go through the situation with Maggie, Katie. Yeah. He is. He's funny. I feel like I learned so much when he's talking about stuff. That looks so, I actually put this on a different doll. I think I put it on Mathias a couple months ago, but it has raindrops and tiny little blue raindrops too, like heart-shaped raindrops, as white ones, and all these little blue hearts, and then the little mouse, and I don't know what kind of flower that is. Maybe it's a poppy. It looks like poppy to me, but I could be wrong. It's so cute. I'm gonna zoom in. Look how cute he looks. Baby Bunting says, I'm honest and fair and my customers are the same. The reason I can sell without upfront payments and without feeling stressed is because I love creating these amazing collectibles. That's good. That's nice. That's good to hear. I don't know that I have, I don't know that I have it in me, but it's good to hear that people are having good experiences out there with no hiccups, and it kind of restores confidence back in the hobby. But we have a whole other, group of issues and situations and counterfeit I'm mainly speaking of the counterfeits to deal with now, which has created a whole other, environment of uncertainty, and I get these questions all the time, and I get these people that are just so afraid that they're going to accidentally buy. But I really think it comes from people that are really new. But just be careful out there, That's the best I can advise. He looks so cute. My goodness. Oh, I'm gonna have to take pictures of him in this. You know, I have this bear, and I don't think I have any other bears, like little teddy bears and stuff. So I need to find a little teddy bear. I only have this panda. He needs a little mouse or something. Do I have a mouse? All the things I have, I'm sure I have a mouse. Do I have a little mouse? Let me see. Well, I have another type of rodent. I have a bunny with his little long little bunny feet. I love these feet. They remind me of bunny rabbits. Of little bunny feet. So legend has it, if you have, oh, I'm all showing his feet, but he's zoomed, oops, he's zoomed out. You guys see those bunny feet? Nice and long. Nice and long bunny feet. Some people have like, oh, I love when you call them bunny feet. They're so long and beautiful. It was one of the features on Scarlet that I just absolutely fell in love with when Bonnie first sculpted Scarlet. These long, beautiful feet. And legend has it that if you rub the bottom of the sole of his feet like that, you'll pass all your exams. Whatever exams that might be. It'll bring you some luck, just like rubbing a rabbit's foot. Oh, that's okay. I just, you know, I don't want anybody to feel obliged to participate in the chat. It's meant for anyone who wants to listen and just sit back. Oh, I'm so sorry that you have a migraine. I hate migraines. And with the heat, I don't know what part of the country you live in, but it's really scorching hot this weekend. Yeah, me too. I love everything about the Scarlet sculpt. The hands, that's the Yan Mudra. Little nice meditative, yoga meditative hand positioning. The Yan Mudra. And a beautiful little fist. Beautiful. The nose, the little tiny lips. Yeah, it is. Oh, that reminds me. Earlier, I was going to show the back of it for you guys. Let me shift them out really quick so I can flip this over and I can show you the back. Okay, hold on a second. So it's an envelope case duvet, and this is what I mean. If you see this little pocket here, so there, my other ones have had, like all my other covers, they have zippers, and I just find this it's super soft, and yeah, so it's nice. So I just slip it in through the middle, goes over, you know, this end goes in first, and then I just put that right over it like that, and there you go. I like that. I like that it has an envelope opening. Yes, the Scarlet is a beautiful, beautiful sculpt. Heather, did you tell me that you have a Scarlet to paint? I don't remember if that's what you told me or not. I think you told me that, but I could be wrong. Do you guys remember, if you've been here long enough, when Scarlet was like really popular among the Bonnie fans and collectors, all collectors all around, and then it's just wildly popular. I feel like I'm still too zoomed in, so let me zoom out just a little bit. Oh, that's as far as I can go. There we go. And then Levi came out, and it kind of dethroned Scarlet's wild popularity, and the edition was then the second edition, because the second edition was open and it was going to remain open so long as, you know, Scarlet was, you know, the Scarlet's popularity kept up and people were still buying it. But then Levi came out and was wildly popular and dethroned the Scarlet kit, and then the second edition production came to an end. And so now, although I think there was like 730 or 703, somewhere around there, 732 in the first edition of the Scarlet. I don't know how many were made in the second edition because it was an open edition, so they weren't numbered. But yeah, this little guy came from the first edition, because I went out of my way looking for a first edition because I wanted a numbered Scarlet with his first edition certification. And yeah, so then now Scarlet is a sold out limited edition kit. So you can't, it's no longer in production. And there's, you know, and luckily for us, for, you know, collectors like me, Scarlet came out in a time when the counterfeiters were revving up, but there weren't I don't see counterfeit Scarlets. I don't see counterfeit Graysons. So it was sometime after 2016 that they started their really, the counterfeit market really started getting crazy and crazier, and what they were copying and what kits they were making. So yes, I do have the blank Scarlet is in my stash. I hope you make one for your personal collection. I just love Scarlet. Such a delicate little face. And a Saoirse. Saoirse is adorable too. Not enough Saoirses I see out there. Would be nice to see some more. Those big old Saoirse eyes. And the little droopy cheeks on Saoirse. I know, Katie had a Saoirse and she sold it. Sometimes it happens. You might be able to find one though. You might be able to find another one. But it does happen. Anyway, let me see how long I've been on. 103 minutes. I've been on for a while. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great and enjoying your dolls. And I want to thank everyone who participated in the chat or who just hung out and listened to my ramblings here. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend and you're taking care of yourself and everybody's safe and healthy and happy. And I want to thank my moderator at My Little World for, and actually I want to do that. I just added Heather as a mod because I was intending to do that anyway. But just thanks for hanging out, guys. I really enjoy your company. And I will take some time sometime I won't do it today, but most likely tomorrow I'll get some pictures of this guy because he's so cute in his outfit. So cute. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall. So we can look at him from a little bit of a different, angle. There we go. Look at that long foot. Nice long bunny feet. So peaceful. He's so cute in this. I'm gonna have to go get him another one. Lord knows I don't need any more baby clothes. All right, thanks for watching and take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys on Instagram.